All right, we had a big week for Theta. Mainnet 3 went live on Wednesday, and Katy Perry made a big announcement, and we're going to talk about that today. Hey everyone, my name is Jeremy, and if you want to follow along my journey as I build wealth for my family, then subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. And remember, none of this is intended to be financial advice. I am merely a guy sitting in front of a computer talking to a camera. Let's get to it. All right, so if you go to ThetaToken.org, Theta's website, you can see that by all accounts, Mainnet 3 went off without a hitch. There weren't really any issues that I heard of. Everything just sort of switched over fine with no major issues. So that means that right now you can download the Elite Edge node and stake your T-Fuel. Remember, you have to have 10,000 T-Fuel in order to stake, and the rewards are already starting to flow in. So if you got 10,000 T-Fuel and you want to stake it, go ahead and do that, which actually brings up another point that I saw in one of the Facebook forums, and that was somebody who received airdrops of T-Fuel, and somebody asked him about tax implications. He said, no, I don't have to pay taxes until I sell it, and that is not true. That is not accurate. I made a video in the private Patreon about tax implications for crypto if you live in the United States. So if you have any interest in that, please consider joining the Patreon, supporting the channel, and gaining access to some great content. But know that if you are in the United States and you are staking T-Fuel or Theta and you're earning staking rewards, those rewards are taxable in the year that you earn them, so keep that in mind. Mainnet 3 seems to be running with no major issues. You can still see we're at 16 enterprise validator nodes. Edge nodes are up to 23,000. Guardian nodes are 3,600, almost 3,700. But the thing I really want to talk about is a tweet that Katy Perry sent out on Wednesday. Says, excited and curious to be launching my first ever NFTs later this year with @Theta Network. Look out for memorable and creative moments from my residency that's both digital and collectible, and an in real life experience, tangible. Pre-register for more info. And then there's this link to her ThetaDrop where you can register for notifications about her ThetaDrop. Now, am I a fan of Katy Perry? Nah, not really. But I want you to see something. She has 108, almost 109 million followers. 109 million followers that just heard about Theta. Now, if you watch the Ask Me Anything that the team over at Theta Network did, or Theta Labs did, Mitch Liu said that there is some big partnerships and announcements that are coming out really this week and next week based on the time frame that he gave. And this one is pretty daggum big. And here's what I wanted to really look at. If you come down here and look at, well, here's Mitch Liu replying, welcome Katy Perry. But when you look at some of these, I just wanted to read the comments. Wait, come back and explain. People that don't really understand this, that were just exposed to crypto, NFTs, and Theta all in one go. Here's somebody saying, I suggest everyone who's seen this and is going, what is Theta? Go and do some research quickly. It's about to become known globally. Somebody's talking about Theta being green. What does the green blockchain mean? What's this all about? I don't know. I still signed up. So here's somebody who has no clue what she's talking about, but he went ahead and signed up. Here's somebody saying, what is NFT? Trying to figure out what this actually means. Someone has to explain this to me because I'm dumb. Let me Google that real quick. What's an NFT, crazy lady? I'm sure that most of you realize how big this is. Put aside whether or not you are a fan of Katy Perry. She has 108 million followers on Twitter, and she just put out a tweet about the Theta Network and NFTs that she's launching. What do you think is going to happen when the next big influencer says, hey, guess what? We're putting out an NFT on the Theta Network too. It's just going to be this downward roll of momentum that just builds and builds and builds and builds. And I know that a lot of people are frustrated about the price of Theta not necessarily doing what you're hoping it would do, and wondering where the mainnet pump was. And you know, somebody commented on one of the forums that I'm on yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, that the pump for mainnet 3 actually already happened back in March before they postponed it. And there's probably some truth to that. I mean, you look at that build up and the price of Theta going up, going up, going up, and then they postponed it and it sort of stagnated and came back down. And it's probably accurate. We probably had the pump when it went up to about $16, $15, $16. That was probably the big push. And so then it obviously after Mainnet 2 even the price pulled back some. And so if the pump was back in March and April, obviously the price went up and now it's pulled back. It will no doubt go up again later. Somebody commented on one of my videos, the last video that I put out about the price and being frustrated with the price. And listen, I tell people do not buy tokens or cryptos that don't have utility and that you don't believe in. If all you're looking to do is just make a little bit of money in the short term, then crypto is probably not the place for you. Or at least the Theta token is not the place for you. I'm not shy about saying that I'm invested in Theta and T-Fuel, but I'm holding them because I recognize the technology that they have, I recognize what they are aiming to do, and I also recognize that that is not something that will happen overnight. In order for all of this to work, it requires the world to know about Theta. And in order for the world to know about Theta, the world has to be educated on what NFTs are. They have to be educated on wallets and crypto, and we will get there. So be patient. Don't stress out about the price. In fact, don't even look at the price, which I know is impossible to do. I do it as well. But look at the future. Look for 2, 3, 5 years from now and what Theta will likely be. And just, invest, do your own due diligence before you invest in anything. But this right here, this Katy Perry partnership, it's going to be big. I saw a comment or a post on one of the forums that I'm on. Somebody was talking about the price of Theta and it not going anywhere, and where's the pump leading up to the Mainnet 3 launch. And the comment was that the pump already happened back in March and April before they postponed the Mainnet launch. And I thought about that, and that's probably pretty accurate. I mean, you look at the price of Theta and T-Fuel, it really pumped up back then in March and April, and then Theta announced that they were postponing it until July. Even if you look at Mainnet 2 launch, there was a spike leading up to it, and then it sort of pulled back. And we're probably in that pullback period. The spike happened back in March and April, and then it pulled back from then. And then on the last video that I published, somebody commented about being frustrated that can't understand why the price isn't going up, and what are we supposed to do? I forget how it was worded. And my reply to them and my reply to you, if that would be your place or your thinking, is Theta is a long-term play. I only purchase coins that I believe in, I think have utility, and I think have long-term viability. I don't purchase tokens for short-term gains. I really look to the future to see what's this going to be in 3 to 5 years. And I purchase those coins that I really believe have utility. And so if you're jumping into Theta looking to go to the moon in a month or 2 months or less than a year, it's probably not going to happen with Theta. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be some decent gains and some decent bumps. But if that's all you're looking for, this probably isn't the right token for you to be in, and crypto may not be the right place for you anyway. So I say all that to say Theta and this whole partnership with Katy Perry is going to be big. In order for Theta to go to the places and do the things that it wants to do, it's going to require, as Mitch Liu says, global adoption. And in order to get global adoption, it's going to require education. People are going to have to be educated on crypto. They're going to have to be educated on NFTs. They're going to have to be educated on non-custodial wallets. And so that will happen in time, but we have to be patient. We have to trust the process, and we have to cheer these guys on. Katy Perry is a big thing. Whether or not you like her, That is a big deal, and 108 million people just heard about Theta and the Theta Network. If you like this video, please like it. Consider joining Patreon to support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't seen the video on the roadmap for Theta in 2021 and what they've got coming, that one's starting right over here. Go check that one out. I'll see you over there.